Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. Visit Game Day Sportswear at getgameday.net for all your sportswear needs. Now on to today's tip, and today we're talking about the value of a guide. I spent a lot of time thinking back on my softball coaching career. Sometimes I think about the good things I did. Sometimes I think about the things that I wish I could do differently. Sometimes I think about the players that played for me and how lucky I am to have been able to be a part of so many amazing young women's lives. And Jowart and Stephanie, it's not always you guys that I'm thinking about. Just want to let you know. But what I think about is how much I knew that I didn't really use. A lot of those things that I know now, I didn't put into practice. And that goes for all of us, right? Just because we know something doesn't mean that we implement it. And that is where the value of a guide comes in. And I was so lucky to have an amazing mentor and guide in Dr. Sue Ziegler. She was our sports psychologist at Cleveland State. And I know this, that when I had her, I did a better job of dealing with the mental game with my team and myself than when I didn't have her when I moved to Akron. I didn't need Dr. Ziegler just to help the athletes. I needed Dr. Ziegler to help me, and here's one reason why. I remember very clearly, we had just gotten our butts handed to us in a handbasket, and I'm coming off the field, we're playing at home, and she walks over and she says, "Hey, you know why you lost that game?" And I immediately went to, "Yeah, I do." I said, "We didn't score as many runs and we were bad. We played poorly." She said, "No, you lost the game because of you." And immediately I went to refer right back to all the things I had thought when she asked me the question in the first place. That, did you see the ball go through the legs? Did you see what kind of crap you were swinging at the plate? She said, "No, it's because of you." And I stopped for a second. I thought, she is giving me a gift. She's holding up a mirror in front of my face to show me that my actions and reactions affected the bottom line. We expect our athletes to let go of mistakes, yet we have a really hard time doing it ourselves. And that's where having someone like this, a guide, someone to hold the mirror up in front of us, can be so valuable. Because here's the truth of it. My choices determined the outcome. My choice of taking game one, which wasn't good, into game two, which made game two not real great either, that was my choice. It wasn't the players' actions. It wasn't the players' mistakes. It wasn't the great things the players did. It was my choice. Our choices determine our focus. Our choices determine our reactions. Our choices determine our actions in general. Our choices determine our direction. They determine our destiny. But here's the cool part. We get to choose. And if there's one thing that I can impress upon the teams that I work with, it is just that. We choose. We choose whether we're going to allow negative emotions to overtake us. We also can choose if we're going to be productive and do what's important next, or what's the next best thing. We choose how we react to everything that happens. We can't control what happens to us, but we can always control and choose how we're going to react. And that changes what happens next. So back to my statement about me and my reactions. I fully expected my team to choose a good, productive attitude for game two after I probably just chewed them out and told them everything they did wrong. Such a great coach. I was the youngest coach in Division I at the time, and I needed Dr. Ziegler. At least I was smart enough to know that. But with a guide, with some help in holding the mirror up in front of us, we too can do a better job of helping our athletes and helping ourselves make better choices, have better reactions. And this is where training comes in. Training is so important. Encourage your athletes. Go to my website, go to this post, and have them click on the registration. I'm going to do a free workshop on June 1st at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about how they can choose to better their game this summer with some mental training. So encourage your athletes to go to that. Also, encourage your athletes to sign up for my SSB College Athlete Summer Training Program. We're doing that virtually. We'll meet 4 weeks, 1 day a week for about an hour and a half. talk about how our choices determine our destiny, how we can set up mental game plans where they'll have an accountability partner. Dr. Ziegler was my accountability partner, and it was wonderful. And I needed her so badly through the rest of my career. And I wish that I would have had that. As I look back now, as we go back to looking back, encourage your athletes to sign up for my program. It'll be a great intensive for them to move the needle on their mental game. And then how about you, coach? As you look to next season, or maybe you're still in the midst of it and you know you just need that little edge. I'd love to come alongside of you and be your accountability partner and set up programs that help you and your athletes move one step closer to their peak performance. The thing I love the most about the training that I do is talking with the coaches in the programs that I work with and watching them implement things into practice, and also coming alongside them and helping them, being their accountability partner as they implement the mental game and as they put a mirror up in front of themselves, or maybe sometimes I help them with that to be better leaders, better coaches, better for our athletes, because in the end, it's our job to protect their talent, to let them go out there and play to the best of their ability. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is if mentally we can stay on task and think about our choices, because our choices determine our direction and our destiny. So go to my website right now, sspperformance.com/blog. Check out this week's tip. Have your athletes click on the free webinar that's coming up on June 1st. Have them sign up for the summer training program that runs through June. There's a daytime option and an evening option. And then keep your eyes peeled for a free workshop I'm going to do for you coming up in June as well. Registration for that will open next week. In the meantime, what choices are you making that are helping move you closer to your goals? I know that a lot of choices I made pulled me away and still do today from where I really want to go. But we've got to get better at that, and together we can. Manage the moments, check out the website, and until next week, have a great week.